NHL regular season recap, night 46. The first game of the day is the Red Wings taking on the Minnesota Wild, and the Wild continue to struggle. They drop now to 7th in the Central, only above the Chicago Blackhawks, down to like 3rd or 4th last in the entire league. The only goal today scored by Joel Eriksson for them. For the Red Wings, David Perron with his 299th and 300th goal, so congrats to him. Additionally, Dylan Larkin and Shane Gostisbehere get on the board here. Pretty good performance as well by Alex Lyon, who improves to 2-1 on the season. 37 of 38 for him, while Gustafsson stops just 19 of 22. The Blues taking on the Blackhawks after a pretty hard suffered loss yesterday for the Blues. They come back and take care of business. In this one, it's a 4-2 final. Jake Neighbors, Kevin Hayes, Pavel Buchnevich, and Jake Neighbors with his second of the game. For the Blackhawks, Ryan Donato and Boris Kachuk with the only 2 goals there. Jordan Binnington's pretty good, stopping 32 of 34, while Soderblom stops just 24 of 28. The Blues recover from that nasty 8-3 loss to the Preds the other day, while the Blackhawks continue to skid down the Central standings. The Blue Jackets facing the Hurricanes, and we almost had a very different conversation coming out of this game had the Hurricanes not come back in the third from being down 2-0. But they did exactly that. No goals in the first 2 periods. In the third, Marchenko and Gaudreau score the first 2, making it 2-0 for the Blue Jackets. Elvis was once again standing on his head, but Kotkaniemi, Shea, and Svechnikov bring the Canes back to life and end up making it a 3-2 final. Again, Elvis stopping 40 of 43, while Kochetkov stops 21 of 23, so both goalies really good in this one. But, man, this was almost an ugly one for the Canes, who aren't having the best start to the year, but this game definitely bailed them out of a bigger hole than they would have otherwise been in. Jets taking on their division rivals in the Predators, and the Preds continue to maintain this, I believe, now 5-game winning streak. They score the first 3 goals of the game, and that would be all they needed. Yakov Trenin, Roman Josi, and Gustav Nyquist. The Jets do get 2 back in the third from Josh Morrissey and Cole Perfetti with his 7th of the year on the power play, but just not quite enough here. It seems like the Jets have a hard time winning if Connor Hellebuyck is not in net, so that is a bit concerning, just because they got to save his legs for the playoffs if they're going to get there. UC Saros with his first really solid game in a bit here. He stops 32 of 34, good for a .941 save percentage and the win. As the Preds improved to 10-10 not too long ago, they were at the bottom of the Central Division standings. They now stand in 5th. The last game of the night, the Ducks taking on the Edmonton Oilers. This game looked like it was going to be a wild one right off the hop. Max Jones scores early. Evander Kane comes right back and ties it up. Max Jones scores his second just a few minutes later on like the third shot that Stuart Skinner faced, and it looked like it was going to go downhill for the Oilers here. But McDavid ties it, and from there it is literally all Oilers. DeStahl ends up stopping just 10 of 16 and gets yanked for John Gibson. Stuart Skinner, meanwhile, stops 21 of 23 for the game. McDavid's back in a big way. He has 9 points in his last 2 games between this one and their 5-0 win over the Caps. He had a goal and 4 assists tonight. Zach Hyman with 2 goals and an assist. Darnell Nurse with 3 assists. It was a pretty big points night for the Oilers, and a big win that they needed. Slowly starting to climb out of this Pacific Division hole that they're in, but they got to win a few in a row here to make some serious ground up. So it's a start for them, but they got to keep it rolling. Meanwhile, the Ducks, they're going to lay eggs once in a while, and tonight was definitely one of those eggs, and that is it for NHL regular season recap at night 46. We'll see you guys tomorrow for, I believe, another 6 games on night 47.